Rick, we talked to a couple of the guys already this morning, but just from your perspective, focus heading into this one.
Yeah, another tough game, another good challenge. It's things that we're looking forward to do. These type of challenges in an A2 game schedule.
Demmer in goal.
Yeah. Lanks was. I think he was on the ice today, but he wasn't feeling that great. So, like I said, there's some flu that's going around.
So Artie will back up still?
Yep. Yep.
What do you do on defense? Your third pair tonight?
Yeah, I think we're going to Vinny will go in for Freet. Forbes not ready to play yet.
Rick, you said against the Lightning, I think it was like their best players won the game or something. Tonight you play against a team with a lot of star power. How do you control that?
Well, you got to take the neutral zone. You can't let them freewheel, right? And like I said, I thought, and for the, it's just no different than playing Barkov and those guys. The other night when we shut them down half decently, you got to go through people. You got to be above. Things are the same thing. You play great players. You got to make sure you pay attention to the details.
McKinnon has a pointless night, and then 2 nights later goes in the pit and puts up 5 points. What makes him special, Rick, in the sense that he's kind of an old school guy, old school player?
He just moves. He moves his feet. Like when he gets the puck, he's moving. And when you have the puck and you move, options open. Very rarely I see him coast. He coasts when there's awareness, but most of the time when he gets the puck, like all great players, they're moving their feet, and then all of a sudden there's 3 options instead of 1. So I just marvel, and plus his out of the corners, his strength. He's one of the best guys in the league at it.
You've tried all kinds of messaging with your team here, especially over the last couple of weeks. It's gotten to the point now where let's just play the game, as opposed to all the messaging that you have to do as a head coach and try to get the best out of your players.
Yeah, as an individual, you got to sharpen your game up, but we're still, I don't know, we're 5-3-2 last. It's not horrible. We need some guys to play more consistently. There's no secret to it. You got to play consistently.
How do you achieve that consistency, Rick? How do you get people to understand and become more consistent?
Well, it's the way you practice. It's the way you come focus in meetings. You just got to continue to, you have to be focused. How do you get a guy to be focused? Continue to teach him. Continue to tell him what's at stake. Ice time. There's a lot of the things, whether you play or not. There's a focus level they have to have consistently. That's what good teams do.
What role does your leadership group play in getting that intensity up?
Oh, it's a major role. We haven't had our leadership group together, all this year. Demmer's been out, Millsy's been out. Huggy's been around. So they haven't been around. So collectively, when they're around more, that does help the dressing room.
But when you look at this team and you talk about needing everybody on board,
yeah,
it's not like those 4 or 5 players are just going through the motions or just collecting the paycheck. But is it more so that they need to find that extra gear, that extra 5% that pays huge dividends in their game?
Yeah, in a game, most of the time the game is played pretty even. I think 70-80% of the time. It's at 20%. There's moments where you need a guy to make a play, and it could be any kind of play. Whether it's a block shot, that's your guy. Make sure that you stay with your guy. I just think when inconsistency comes is you can lose focus for 5 minutes and you miss a guy twice and it's in your net. That's the moments that we need more consistent from a lot of guys. Stay in the moment and make those plays when they need to be made. You have a 3-on-1, a chance to go on a 3-on-1. Like take that moment and go do something about it. You know what I mean? I'm just using that as an example. That's how you get consistent.
You talk about that. That's habits, right? And that's whether you're focusing in on a meeting or focusing in on practice. You got to keep developing those habits, right?
Yeah, habits, accountability to yourself, to your teammates.
How do you get away from the egregious stuff? Like a veteran player's under pressure and suddenly he's icing the puck because he's under pressure rather than maybe a soft.
Just reps, continue pressure. It's the same thing last year. We talked about meet pressure with pressure. Like you got to put yourself in these situations. Like we have a young kid like Saf, he's played 6 or 7, but he's playing in these pressure moments. Now he's holding on to a puck. Maybe 5 games ago when he first got up, he would just throw it away. But now he's kind of played a few games now. Hey man, I can do this. It's no different than any other player. You got to be put in these pressure situations all the time. That's why the teams that are constantly in the playoffs play these pressure games. they don't panic, and I think that's something we just got to continue to work at as a team.
Is your thinking tomorrow with this flu bug going around that maybe
Yeah.
it's better just to get to the next place rather than practice?
That's why you did practice the other day. You try to separate, certain guys together. I mean, that's just, people. A lot of teams go through the flu. I mean, it's, you listen to your science team and you go from there.
Focus for the group to try and bounce back tonight.
Just play the way we know we can play.
Where do you think you've gotten away from that at times lately?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. Maybe just focusing on the things that make us successful and trying to do that for the entire game and not just having spurts of that.
Talk to us about the Avs. What is it that makes them such a special team outside of some of the star power they have?
Well, I'd say that's what makes them special, and they just got so much elite guys on their roster, and even their forward depth, a lot of guys that can skate and apply pressure, and haven't played them this year obviously, but in the years past they're always really hard to play against, and I'm sure they will be tonight.
I know the game's a thing. You've always said, listen, it's not about awards for me, it's about getting better and being a better player. But you're going to be on the ice against Kale tonight. I mean, it's kind of a sidebar to tonight, but do you relish opportunities like that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, really fun competing against him, and I know his focus is on that their team needs a win tonight, and my focus is on that our team needs a win. But of course, always enjoy competing against him. Yeah.
What do you admire about him? You told me once that it's his consistency of being in the Norris Trophy consideration year after year.
I think probably just the way he drives his game, each night, and I've never really seen him where he's not driving or creating, and I think that just stems from his passion. And so I always, think his passion, obviously his skill and everything like that, but for me it's the drive that he has to try to be great every night.
Quinn, wrapping up a 6-game homestand here, obviously you had a great game a couple games ago. How important is it to kind of find that form and go off on a good note here?
Yeah, I mean, whether we had 4 more games at home or this is our last one, I don't think it matters too much. We just want to bounce back from last game, and to be honest, no one's even really talking about that. We're just focused on what we can control, and that's playing good tonight.
Rick was running pretty hot at the podium the other night post-game, and when he levels this sort of idea that maybe 4 or 5 guys weren't emotionally invested at the level that they had to be, I don't know if you've picked up on that in this room, but would you anticipate that this group will respond tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think that everyone probably, after a night like that, needs to evaluate their own game, and then on a team basis. We did that yesterday before practice, but we get a lot of competitors in here. I'm sure people want to bring their A game tonight.
I am Nathan McKinnon of the Colorado Avalanche.
Hit him! I got you, Jimmy.
What a nightmare I was having. I dreamed we were still at the game.
We are!
Oh, Beach Golf stopped it. You got to be kidding me. I wonder if they're...
Quinn, thanks for taking the time to come and sit down and chat with me today.
Generational talent.
Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.